I don't know, after hearing him calm and talking about the tether story, it's probable.
Go down to the county attorney's office. I think you'll find a lot of humans down there.
All right.
No disrespect.
Stop driving.
I'm flirting with the judge in front of my dad.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy day of the week. Sunday night. Sunday, right? It's Sunday. Happy Sunday night. Hope everyone's doing well. Glad to see you all. Got a bunch of random clips for you. A bunch of different judges. We'll talk more as they continue on, but I'm glad to see you all here. Thank you everyone for coming. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Do jump kick backflips. Let's go.
Hey, on this Sunday, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for calling in. I don't know why I couldn't get the system to work.
Yeah, no.
We're going to People versus Timothy Null. Would you state your name and badge number for the record, please?
Lieutenant Chris Rembez, City of Flat Rock Police Department, badge 1772.
Thank you. And are you going to testify today from personal knowledge or an investigator's report?
The investigator's report, Your Honor.
Okay, please raise your right hand and swear affirm that the contents of the report are true to the best of your information and belief.
Yes, I do.
Thank you. I have one count of assaulting, resisting, obstructing a police officer, one count of domestic violence, second offense. Looks like the first offense is from 2004. And then I've got a 2006 conviction for second degree. All right, go ahead with your testimony, please.
Your Honor, on 12/14/2023 at approximately 22:54 hours, Sergeant Moss, Corporal Beggs, and Officer Hunter of the Flat Rock Police Department were dispatched to 2405 Mayfair Drive, Building 7, on the report of a domestic dispute. Upon arrival, officers heard a female voice from inside the residence yell, "Get off me," followed by what sounded like a struggle and numerous thuds. Officers spoke with the victim, Sarah Elizabeth Helen Murilli, who peeked out of an upstairs window and was crying and emotionally distraught. The suspect, a live-in, current, and former intimate partner and boyfriend, who was identified as Timothy Roy Null, could be heard loudly yelling inside the residence at Murilli. Null was yelling for Murilli to tell the officers that everything was fine. Officers attempted numerous times to get Murilli to come out the door. Although she continued to stay, she could not and would apologize. Sergeant Moss and Corporal Beggs both observed Null locked in the doorway, preventing Murilli from going outside with officers. Corporal Beggs and Officer Hunter then personally observed Null grab Murilli by the arm and physically push her outside. Null immediately shut the door behind her and locked himself inside. Murilli then fled on foot from officers and was apprehended a short while thereafter by Corporal Beggs and Officer Hunter. During the foot pursuit with Murilli, officers observed Null flee the residence and run to a nearby wood line. Sergeant Moss and Corporal Beggs, who were wearing a navy blue Class B uniform with Flat Rock police patches affixed to both shoulders, outer collars with silver badges on the left and police written on the back, gave pursuit on foot behind him. Officers located Null lying down in the wooded area and began giving him verbal commands to stand up and place his hands behind his back. Sergeant Moss then grabbed Null and he began to resist arrest by pulling away. Sergeant Moss deployed his department-issued OC spray one time into the eyes and face of Null. Null continued to pull away and resist officers, refusing to place his hands behind his back. After a continued struggle, officers were able to place Null under arrest for domestic violence and assault, resist, obstruct an officer. The report was forwarded to me, and I forwarded it to the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office for review in the charges which you now see in front of you. And it should be noted, as discussed prior, Mr. Null does have a previous conviction for domestic violence from the Dearborn Heights Police Department out of the Third Circuit Court, where he pled guilty on 1/16/2004. And he also has a prior felony for homicide, murder in the second degree out of the Lincoln Park Police Department and Third Circuit Court, where he was found guilty on 6/9/2006. Nothing further, Judge.
Thank you. I do find probable cause to support the charges. We'll move on to the arraignment portion. Attorney Reagan.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You ready on Null?
Yeah.
Flat Rock?
Ask me that again, Your Honor.
Sorry.
Ready. I am ready.
Okay. All done. All right, what's your name, please?
Timothy Knoll.
Thank you. People versus Timothy Null, counsel.
Breaking on behalf of Mr. No, Your Honor, waive the formal reading, stand mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Thank you, counsel. The court notes formal reading has been waived, enters a not guilty plea on your client's behalf. I'll hear your argument as to bond.
Judge, so the court has already been apprised of my client's priors. He does have a 2004 DV and a 2006.
Yeah, this clip is from about a month ago. This is the first time I played it. You may have seen it on other channels. I don't know. This is the first time I'm playing it. Just kind of clearing out the cache. That's what I'm doing.
Second degree case. Now, he's been out of prison, Judge, for the last 7 years. He's been working, doing heating and cooling. He makes a good living doing that, Judge. Judge, and I would be really concerned, Judge, if the DV was a little more, closer in proximity. Now, 2004 is over 20 years, or about 20 years ago. Obviously, he did prison time for the homicide case, Judge, which I don't have information on the facts of that case, which, do make a difference, I believe, Judge. But Judge, what's kind of interesting to me, when I heard the officer reading in the report that the complaining witness, she comes out of the house, police are right there, and she starts running away from the police, and they have to chase her, and at that time, that's when Mr. Null comes out and he goes his way. I do see the R&O, Judge. I mean, in terms of the probable cause, it was just a little confusing on why the complainant wouldn't come out the house, talk to police, and deal with police at that time. But regardless of that, Judge, we do have the charges here. It's a misdemeanor, punishable up to 1 year. We do have the R&O. It's another high misdemeanor or a low-level felony, punishable up to 2 years. So, Judge, regardless, this is the arraignment stage. We're not here to punish. We are here to make sure that my client comes back to court, and we are here to ensure the safety of the community. I don't think that the police are in any danger from Mr. Null, because the police can handle themselves very well, Judge. Now we have to look at Miss Merrily. Now, if you tell him to have no contact with her, it's not going to have contact, Judge. I think that would suffice in this particular situation. Again, Judge, since he's been released from DOC, there have been no situations of domestic violence to my knowledge. There have been no issues to my knowledge. I don't know what happened that day, what set them off, but it'll come out later in court proceedings, Judge. But while we're waiting for those court proceedings to matriculate, I'm going to ask respectfully for a personal bond for Mr. Null. And whatever conditions the court wanted to impose, we'd have no objection. But again, Judge, I would ask for that. I do understand, the R&O situation was a little bit tumultuous in terms of going in the woods, in terms of having to spray him. I get that, Judge. But again, it's a 2-year felony and probably wouldn't do a day in jail if he was to plead on it, Judge. So I'm asking the court not to keep him in jail now and to set a high personal bond with whatever other conditions the court wishes to impose.
Thank you. There are a couple of areas of the investigator's report that I want to make sure I'm referencing, because they do influence my bond decision.
Mhm.
The first
Mhm.
is upon reviewing the interview conducted with Ms. Merrily, she stated she was running from the suspect and not the police out of a fear for her safety. That's the first thing that concerns me.
Okay.
Now, the second thing, she was asked if she wished to prosecute Null. She was unsure and could not provide a definitive answer. She stated that she loved him and believed he needed help. So now that starts to frame what I'm going to talk about next, which is she says they've been in a dating relationship for approximately 5 months and living together 3 to 4 months. She says, quote, "This has been ongoing and progressive. She's been in abusive relationships in the past, quote, but nothing like this." That, spoken by a person who claims to still love someone and only want them to get help, tells me this is not about fabricating.
Judge, I don't think it's
I'm
fabricated.
sorry, we're being rocked by a bass concert. I don't know what's going on over here. Just give me a minute. I can't even concentrate.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. I don't know what that was. All the car alarms are going off.
I think she was talking about no and Heineken. You guys need to keep it down. You guys are typing so loud, it sounds like a bass concert. No Heineken. Just type on the keyboard lightly so the judge isn't distracted. Thank you so much, both of you.
You know, that coupled with a prior misdemeanor domestic violence 2 years before a conviction for second-degree murder causes me great concern for the complainant's safety. And so while I just imposed an extraordinary personal bond in a home invasion first case, here I'm going to impose an extraordinary cash bond in a misdemeanor case, because I do believe there is clear and convincing evidence that this complainant is in danger. And I'll go on. It's the police who arrived at the house and were trying to get her out. And she's apologizing to them and crying and saying, I'm sorry, I can't. She's not allowed to come out of the house. And then when she finally gets out of the house, they observe bruises all over her legs, at least to her legs. You know, all of this lending to the credibility of her statement that this was an incident of abuse. And my concern, given the prior record, is how this might escalate. So I am setting a cash bond that is intended to keep Mr. Null in custody until he sees a judge the next time. And while you're right that he may not receive jail time, I don't know how cooperative the complainant's going to be. There's stuff going on in the file. It's possible. It's possible. Jail time is possible for misdemeanors. So maybe he'll be earning credit. But at this time, I am setting a bond at $300,000 cash, no surety. I do realize it is an extraordinary bond in a misdemeanor case. But given the prior convictions, I have great concern for the complainant's safety.
Judge, may I say one more thing? And I never want to interrupt the court while the court is talking. And I appreciate the court, Judge. You know, and we talk about the prior convictions being 20 years ago, Judge, or around that time. And Mr. Null did do time in prison for the second degree. I don't know the circumstances, Judge. But my thing is, you know, I don't know Mr. Null, Judge. I do know what the investigator's report talks about, and I do understand what the court says about temperament, about, you know, arguments, and about, you know, her not necessarily wanting to prosecute, but wanting him to get help. Mr. Null may be an aggressive person, Judge. May have an aggressive personality. They may argue a lot, Judge, but that doesn't mean that if the court says have no contact with her, that he's going to have contact with her. Again, Judge, I don't want to presume him guilty.
The police ordered him to let her out of the house. The police were right there ordering him to let her out of the house, and he didn't. Why would my order be any more convincing? A piece of paper from here. I do not believe it is. I don't think I'm more convincing than several police officers standing outside of a home saying we need her to come out and her not being allowed out. I don't think my piece of paper is more convincing or has any more control over that behavior.
I understand. I think that when you were
Jay, how you been doing, buddy? Haven't seen you in a while. Been waiting to talk to you. You're a celebrity, and I've been waiting to tell you why. But you made celebrity status. So I hope you jump in Discord later so we can talk about it.
in a position at that time, your actions, your adrenaline, your emotions, he was acting, Judge, at that time. Now we have an opportunity to sit down. He's been sitting for 3 days in jail. You give him the order now not to go back, can't go back there, Judge. And if you put a tether on him, if he has any contact, then you know all bets are off, Judge. So I think time is the difference, Judge. Time.
Mr. Reagan, with all due respect, he did a bid for second-degree murder. He had a whole lot of time to sit down and think about his behavior and level of aggression and how he might conduct himself. He had a whole lot of time, a whole lot longer than the couple of days he's been in the jail right now. So I'm just not convinced that that's enough. I appreciate your argument. If there's anything else you wish to make a record of, please feel free. But I am convinced that the bond I'm imposing is the right one for this complainant to keep her safe and allow her to participate in the proceedings as she wants to do.
I understand. I appreciate the court, Judge. I just don't think that him doing time in an MDOC is indicative of quiet time, thought time. You're in there, you're fighting for the safe, Judge. It's more of a punishment. And I think that I don't think he should be necessarily held or blamed for certain things that we don't have knowledge of. If I knew why he did the bid, Judge, or what the circumstances were, I could understand and articulate it better. But I appreciate the court giving me the opportunity, Judge, to to respond.
Okay. All right. So he's going to be in front of a judge again December 26th at 9 a.m. He can certainly ask them to change my bond, and they may do so. It is a high bond in a misdemeanor case, but I believe it necessary for complainant safety. That's probable cause conference, December 26th at 9 a.m. After that, preliminary examination is set for January 2nd at 9 a.m. Let me finish, and then if you have questions, you can ask. Bond is set at $300,000 cash, no surety. He's able to make that bond GPS tether with full home confinement. There is to be no contact with the complainant if he makes the bond, and there is no contact with the place of the offense. If he was there something else?
Judge, I have nothing further. Mr. No. Go ahead, Mr. No.
So do I get home to the whole 300,000 or what?
Yes, sir. This is a 300. It may be outrageous. I find the descriptions in this investigator's report outrageous. I do.
I didn't keep
That's why
her
it's
there.
imposed.
I let her go. What are you guys talking about? So can I get a bondsman to do this? Or
Absolutely, you can. Absolutely, you have that right.
Okay.
So, all right.
I get
December 26th. 9 a.m., January 2nd, 9 a.m. And yes, you can talk to a bondsman. If you're able to make that bond, as I said, GPS tether, full home confinement, no contact with complainant, and no contact with place of offense. All right.
Well, hold on. I work in Ohio, so can I go to Ohio to go to work?
If he makes
not right now.
Judge, if he
So
makes,
I can't work?
he'd be allowed to go to work.
I can't
So
work.
again, you can address this. You can ask an attorney to file an emergency bond motion on your behalf if you wish to have it addressed. Right now,
Yes,
I have you on a home confinement tether. Okay, I have a GPS tether on you with home confinement. So you'll have to ask an attorney to file an emergency bond motion for you if you want to have that condition lifted, because that's what I have on there right now. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
That was a good way to start, wasn't it? That guy was very pleasant. Yeah, good way to start. All right, now we're jumping to Judge Simpson. Yeah, I really don't have much to say right now. So yeah, let's just go hang out with Simpson for a minute. Let's go. I really hope it's Simpson. Please be Simpson. All right, we're in Simpson.
He's going to have an issue. All right, what are we doing?
So, Your Honor, we are asking for an adjournment. I've been working with Mr. Capaldi to get information for treatment. I did speak with the prosecution. They were looking to hopefully get him into the felony drug treatment program. He wanted to submit proof of treatment that he has been receiving since the onset of this particular case. I think that was what, November?
Yes, I've done inpatient twice since then.
He's there. You're right, Jedi. He's right there behind the defendant. What do you guys think that means? I'll tell you what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean he's walking out of there. Not out the back door or the front door. He's going out the side door.
I just got signed up again about 10 days ago, a week and a half ago, to continue inpatient. I had lost my job after the last time I came here because I couldn't get my license back. I started a new job on Monday. So I have transportation, no reason to miss anything. And the inpatient, the outpatient is intensive outpatient. Um, it's three
How come you're not doing your testing?
on the 13th and the 19th. I had showed up. I only had $10. Like I said, I had lost my job. I can go test right now.
On the 13th, I have no, well,
The 13th, I had just missed, Your Honor. Sorry.
the 4th of December. No show, no call. December 13th.
Was that before I had spoke with the other attorney about that? That was when I didn't have my license. I told him I tried for a couple, there was only a couple weeks there that I was supposed to be getting my license back, and he said when they adjourned it last time, everything would be cool if I got my license back. I didn't because of the.
Mr. Cavaldi,
Yes, sir.
November 21st, you were positive for THC. You don't have a medical marijuana.
Yes, I got that in last time. Last time I was here, I've had it.
All right, then I'll skip up over the next positive. November or December 4th, 2023, missed sample. No show, no call. December 13th, no show, no call. December 19th, issued a bond violation report. Have you been back there?
No, I plan to go.
No, yeah, I know. That caused me on December 22nd to issue a bench warrant for your arrest because you hadn't been complying with community corrections.
Okay, I had gone up there. I just had the $12. I didn't know that you couldn't run.
When did you go up?
The 13th and 19th.
You went there.
Yes.
So they're telling me it was a no show, no call.
No, I showed up. I just didn't have.
Who'd you talk to?
No idea, Your Honor. It was at the front desk.
Really?
Yes. I mean,
So why would they put down no show, no call if you showed up?
the only reason I can think is because when I walked in there, I had just told them I only had $10, and they said that they weren't going to let me test, and if I didn't get signed in, I can go twice a week. I can go every day.
Yeah, I know, because you're in trouble.
No, we have 2 vehicles now in my house. I can go. I can test as much as. I got a new job. I'm starting Monday. I have transportation. I'm still in an intensive outpatient
Where are you in intensive outpatient?
with Skywood IOP.
How long have you been in that?
Since I've been coming here, over 60. I've signed up twice for it. I've done 2 cycles of it. My inpatient was at Skywood when I first came here. I'd gotten released from Skywood a day or 2 before first time I came here, and I've been doing outpatient since then. I have the documentation.
Did you give that to your attorney?
I do have that, Your Honor. I have his, I presented, I don't remember which API. I'm actually forwarding it to Mr. Childers right now. He presented this information to me when this case first began. We were just waiting on more treatment under his belt to get proof of his continued treatment through Skywood. So I think there was an initial date or hearing that he had missed, and he was in their inpatient treatment program at that time, and we presented that information.
Right, that was, I got that part, but I still don't know why he's missing his test.
And he spoke with me today, Your Honor, and told me about the $10. He stated that out of county, they're usually able to allow him to run up a tab, or they will allow them to pay whatever they can and allow them to test. I did not get to speak with anyone from community corrections.
I'm getting a sign-on bonus. Also with the new job that I'm starting.
Okay,
So I'll be able to pay for it, everything.
okay, sir, I don't think this is an issue of payment. I don't think you showed, because that's what I'm being told. And I can't believe that you walked in, said, I only have this much, and then you just walked away. And then you walk in the following week, do the same thing, and just walked away. And if you did that, then your whole purpose is.
Who peeked out.
Oh no, I just tried to pause it. StreamYard really needs to change where this little scroll bar is. It is right next to the play and pause button. I don't even remember where we were. I was gonna make a joke about Heineken. Finally caught alive. Sorry you're late. And I was gonna say it's okay. You missed all Heineken's bad jokes. Was what I was gonna say. And then I rewound to the beginning. Now we gotta find where we were. Hold on.
Because you hadn't been complying with community corrections.
Okay, I had gone up there, but I just had the $12. I didn't know that you couldn't run.
When did you go up?
That's a very good question. Very good question, Lizette.
You went there.
Yes.
So they're telling me it was a no-show, no-call.
No, I showed up. I just didn't have.
Who'd you talk?
I can go. I can test as much as.
We're just gonna play it from here. I think this is about right. We still might be like a minute behind, but we'll be okay. What is Heineken saying? Right, don't be talking about me. Yeah, it's karma. Yeah. The second I pause it to make a joke about Heineken, I click the little time bar and rewind the entire video. All right, let's go. Hey, hope everyone's doing all right. Everyone, thank you for being here. I'm just gonna be polite for a second, even though Heineken's not that polite all the time. But hopefully everyone's good. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Thank you all for coming. This clip's almost over. This video is a little bit older. Actually, I don't think I have anything new tonight. Actually, I think everything I have is within the last couple weeks. I don't think I have anything from the weekend. The one clip that I wanted to play today, the guy is seeing a different judge tomorrow, and I want to make it its entire video. So yeah, I think everything's old. Just like me, we're all getting old. All right, let's go.
I got a new job. I'm starting Monday. I have transportation. I'm still in an intensive outpatient
Where are you in intensive outpatient?
with Skywood IOP.
How long have you been in that?
Since I've been coming here, over 60. I've signed up twice for it. I've done 2 cycles of it. My inpatient was at Skywood when I first came here. I'd gotten released from Skywood a day or 2 before first time I came here, and I've been doing outpatient since then. I have the documentation.
Did you give that to your attorneys?
I do have that, Your Honor. I have his, I presented, I don't remember which API. I'm actually forwarding it to Mr. Childers right now. He presented this information to me when this case first began. We were just waiting on more treatment under his belt to get proof of his continued treatment through Skywood. So I think there was an initial date or hearing that he had missed, and he was in their inpatient treatment program at that time, and we presented.
Yeah, no, I know I messed this entire clip up. I did. I think I fast forwarded it a little too far. Yeah, I messed it up. Yeah, welcome all Mike and Biggin fans. Thank you for coming. We're just watching me try to play like I know how to do tech. And I was trying to make fun of somebody in the chat, and I rewound the video too far. Then I try to fast forward it. I think I just screwed this entire clip up. So we're just gonna keep playing it and pretend I didn't do anything, right, guys? Right? We all know what's going on here.
That information.
Right, that was, I got that part, but I still don't know why he's missing his test.
And he spoke with me today, Your Honor, and told me about the $10. He stated that out of county, they're usually able to allow him to run up a tab, or they will allow them to pay whatever they can and allow them to test. I did not get to speak with anyone from community corrections.
I'm getting a sign-on bonus also with the new job that I'm starting.
Okay.
So I'll be able to pay for it, everything.
Okay, sir, I don't think this is an issue of payment. I don't think you showed, because that's what I'm being told. And I can't believe that you walked in, said, I only have this much, and then you just walked away. And then you walk in the following week, do the same thing, and just walked away. And if you did that, then your whole purpose in doing that is so that you didn't have to test, but try to say I could show, because you know you're supposed to test.
No, I really have.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Mr. Kerry Akinruli, you can call over to community corrections, see if
All right. I love asking this question to the chat because no one can do it right, especially when her name's out on Zoom. Can anyone spell Akiri Akinruli? Can anybody spell that? I love her name. Just because I just love it when the judges and everyone says it. I don't know. I just love the way it sounds. But this guy shows up one week and says, I have $10. I need $12 to test. I can't test. He goes back the very next week with the exact same excuse. Like, I mean, I understand $12 a test. You might not have $12. I don't know what I would be doing. Jumping up and down, begging. I was like, test me. Haven't been doing drugs. I've got $10. Here's what I have. Test me. But then you go back the next week with the exact same thing. If they didn't take your $10 the week before, why would you do it the second week? I don't know what I would do. I honestly don't. But I would try to find $2 to be able to test, just so I didn't have to walk in front of Simpson for this. Right? I think everyone's on the same page.
anybody's seen this gentleman.
Okay.
And whether or not they're willing to change his report. Otherwise, what's going to end up happening is he's going to sit. And even for right now, because I can't trust you, Mr. Allen, you can take him back. As soon as we get an answer, then we'll deal with it.
Thank you. Good.
I'll pass the matter.
Yeah,
Close the
now he's
case.
in jail. Now he's in jail. All right. The last clip of this part of the video, I played this woman getting arrested, and I thought I deleted this clip, and I just found it today when I was going through my videos. This woman got arrested. I think it was Thursday. She was on a video. She got arrested. This is the video that I wanted to play before it. I don't know. You guys are gonna recognize this woman. She's the one who had the coat on. Everyone said she was keeping her coat on, like she thought she was leaving. She wasn't. This is the video that Judge Simpson says, if you ever miss a test again, I'm gonna put you in jail. And then she came back in front of him like, you never said that. You guys are gonna recognize her. You will. You will.
Be requesting an adjournment. I received information from Mr. Riaz that Ms. Roper has been accepted into 14B district court, and I understand there is a bond violation that Mr.
Yes,
did not.
there is.
Okay, and so I sent Ms. Roper, similar to Mr. Klein,
Simon.
Thank you. It's been a long day. Over to community corrections. She was unable to test.
Been here for a minute.
I understand.
Okay,
No,
now.
I was here earlier today, Joe. Joe. See, anyways, she went over and was not allowed to test because she does not have a photo ID. Further, Ms. Roper has provided me, and I provided to Grace, who verified.
It's broke. But go ahead, go ahead.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. A documentation that my client was in the hospital.
Yeah, within the last 48 hours, I had a video of her getting arrested because she never went back to test. And I was looking for this video. I knew I had it. And today, there's not much court on Sundays. So going through all my old clips, trying to figure out what I'm going to play tonight. And I found this buried in a 2-hour Judge Simpson video. This happened when I was sick. So this was a part of one of those long videos I had when I was sick and all I watched was Judge Simpson. Yeah, that's what I get. But I wanted to put this before the clip that she got arrested because it'll all make sense. But yeah, a little backwards. We'll be okay though. You saw she got arrested because she didn't go test. Now you get to see Judge Simpson tell her, if you ever miss a test again, I'm going to arrest you.
University of Michigan psych ward for a period of time. That's why she was unable to go to community corrections. She also,
What period in time was that?
that was between approximately December 26th and 28th.
Okay.
She was released from the Washtenaw County Jail, I believe, on the 22nd of December.
I went to both
23rd.
hospitals, both ER, actually, not just the second one ER.
She also went to the ER again for a seizure that she had due to shingles, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
And then I did staples, man. About 6 staples in my head right now.
Because during her seizure,
seizure.
she fell.
Okay.
So doesn't excuse why she didn't go there when she was available, but it
Okay, if I
explains-
grant your adjournment, how are we gonna get her tested if she doesn't have an ID?
No, I went over and asked, and they said I could have a copy of my ID, which community mental health has. So I just have to
Okay.
get that from my caseworker, and I can use that. And then I have to try and find $12, but other than that.
All right, I'm gonna indicate no more missed tests.
Yes, sir.
I'll have her bond continued. How long an adjournment did you need?
I think probably a couple of weeks to get her there over and show also a history of testing.
And there's no objection from the people on that.
No objection to the adjournment request. It's understood that we're gonna do a plea to a 14B drug court. I mean, I'm obviously a little upset about the fact that she didn't have the ability to have an ID available to do community.
Yeah, I
I
know.
threw it away when I was in jail, something.
Okay.
Well,
Don't interrupt.
it's more of the fact that Avalon was in court representing that
Yes.
they had support in place to help her. And that's a gap that needs to be addressed going forward. If Avalon's going to come to court like that and make representations that they're going to help people, they need to be prepared to have IDs for people. Community corrections is a necessary requisite of any type of release, as the court knows. I'm just disappointed. I really am.
Well, I'm also trying to figure out why they wouldn't have used her jail photo, which the sheriff would have had, the sheriff's department would have had, and community corrections would have had access to. So I was a little skeptical of it, but I'm also, like you, Mr. Ganatra, I'm skeptical of where the process fell apart. But I also realized that within a few days of her release, she was hospitalized. And so that certainly, I don't think it's something that was a sudden onset is what I'm considering. And that afterwards, and now she's here a few days after being released. So I'm taking that into account.
If I can add as well about Avalon, Your Honor.
Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to mess this up. But yeah, go ahead.
No.
Keep talking.
No, I did attempt to reach out to the peer manager and caseworker and this week. Once I got the bond violation report.
This is going to sound terrible. This is going to sound really bad. Every time I see this attorney, I think of Professor Flitwick. Those who know, and I just reserved a special place for myself by saying that out loud, but that's who she reminds me of every time I see her. Hopefully I get at least one LOL in the chat. Just saying. Hopefully just at least one LOL, even if you don't even know what I'm talking about.
From Mr. Ganatra, because I as well was disappointed. I'm like, what's going on? They were on vacation during the holidays and there was no support staff available to continue that process.
Well, and they should have let people know that.
I
Whole lot
don't
of folks.
disagree, Your Honor.
Probable cause conference will be adjourned January 25th, 2024, 9 a.m. And we'll continue. I want no more missed tests. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, there we go. No more missed test. No more missed test. She walked in there. She didn't test because she didn't have an ID, and that's what Ganatra was saying. And then this was 2 weeks ago. Then this past week, she didn't test. She got put in jail. She walked in there trying to think that she was going to run the place again. Did not work out well. All right, I'm changing videos now. This was the end of this video. Now we're going to jump to Judge King's court. Got an interesting hearing for you guys. But yeah, we're going to go to Judge King's court. Audio's not my fault. Everybody, not my fault. But because I made this video separate, we're going to watch a little bit of my intro again before the video starts. So you're just going to have to put up with it.
No disrespect.
Stop driving.
I'm flirting with the judge in front of my dad.
Three 60555 District versus Brandy Capri Williams. Defendant is charged with count 1 assault with a dangerous weapon, count 2 felony firearm, count 3 domestic violence. Appearances for the record, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Eric Decker, PA 593123. And good morning, Your Honor. Brian Brown, PA 0.
You swear or affirm to tell the truth?
All right, sorry. That time I fast forwarded it. I went to pause and I fast forwarded it. We didn't miss anything. So this is a full hearing. It's about 25 minutes long. You know, gotta do the court nerd thing as well as the lawsuit thing. So this one's a very interesting hearing. Put your headphones in, turn your volume up a little bit. We're gonna have a witness. We're gonna have people testify. Well, yeah, that's what a witness is, people testifying. So if you can, put your headphones in. And yeah, let's watch Judge King do his thing, even though he has a mask on.
The whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God. Thank you. Please have a seat. The witness box right next to me. Keep your voice up nice and loud and speak to that microphone that'll be to your left. Maybe begin when you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning. Please restate your name for the record.
Iris Miles.
Okay. Ms. Miles, now, do you remember the date of December 19th of 2023?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to give you a location. It's 11330 Stockton in the city of Detroit and County of Wayne. Does that sound familiar to you?
Yes, Stockwell.
Stockwell? Okay. Now, why does that sound familiar to you?
That's my friend's house.
That's your friend's house? Who's your friend?
Look up his name.
Oh,
It's a close friend.
a close friend. Fair enough. All right. So do you remember something that happened on that day on December 19th at that address?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Now, is there anybody in this courtroom that you remember from that location on that day?
Yeah.
Okay. Could you maybe point them out? Something that they're wearing?
I'm the teacher.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the gifted memberships, Debbie. I very much appreciate it. Also, Beverly Bradford, thank you so much for the 2 months. Sorry, I meant to say that earlier. Thank you both. Thank you all to all the new members. You turned 41 in this day. I turned 40. I turned 40 in less than 2 months. You guys want to have a party? C-Dumps, do you want to have a party with me? We can have a party.
All right. Let the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant. So on that day, where did you see the person you just identified the defendant? Did you see that person at that location on that day? I'm sorry if I asked that already.
Later on,
So you're saying you did see her at that?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you saw her, what was she doing? Okay. Okay. So how do you know the person you just identified? 7 years. When you say work together, where do you work together?
No, like in a relationship.
Oh, yeah, in a relationship.
Yeah, we were in a relationship on and off for like 7 years.
So
we still live together right now, but we aren't in a relationship. So I don't know.
I apologize.
Kelly, I just read that pre-trial party. That's how I just read that, and then I realized that I'm just tired and probably shouldn't be reading anymore. I should probably go to bed. But we're gonna finish this hearing. We're gonna have fun. and then we're all gonna collectively go to bed, so we can be very much energized and ready for the start of our week tomorrow, right? Yay! No, it's Monday. Yeah, let's just stay up as late as we want and then call in sick tomorrow. Perfect. That sounds like a much better idea.
Now, did you see her at all before the incident, the thing that you're describing as the incident? Did you see her? Yes.
No, I didn't.
Did you see her anywhere that day?
No, I didn't.
Okay. What was before the situation in Stockwell, had you had any conversations with her?
Yeah, for me to come home.
Okay. Why?
Because I haven't been here.
Okay. Haven't been there.
I haven't been home.
Okay.
I'll be home later.
Okay. So why did you go to Stockwell?
Well, that's just like a place that we all, her cousin, I hang with her too outside of British. So we were all just over there, just hanging out, chilling, playing cards,
Okay.
the usual, was nothing like that.
Okay. Well, you keep referring to this to something as the incident. Where were you when this incident started?
I was in the car.
It was in a car. Could you describe the car for me, please?
So white 200, 2019.
Okay. What time was it? Was it night?
Yeah, it was dark.
It was dark.
Maybe, I want to say like 11 something, if I'm not mistaken, when it first started.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how did it start? What happened?
Well, it was a third party situation that had nothing to do with Brandy, and me not knowing that they reached out to one another, I was leaving. Me
Okay.
and her cousin, like, we were leaving, and I was.
You were leaving where?
From off Stockwell. I was
Okay.
getting ready to go home.
So you're sitting in your car
I'm
and
walking to my car.
walking to your
As
car.
I get into my car, I recognized that I didn't have my phone or anything, so before I could open the door, Brandy is opening for me with the gun pointing in my face.
Okay. Where was she while you were opening the door?
Standing outside the driver's door.
And you're what side are you on?
I'm in the driver's seat.
You're in the driver's seat.
Mhm.
And while you're sitting inside, so you were sitting inside the car. So then, who opened the door?
Brandy.
So she opens the door from the outside.
Before I could open it, she was already open.
Okay. So then, after that, what happened?
She hit me in the back of the head with the gun.
I apologize. Let's go back. So you look over. You're sitting in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Do you look to the left?
I look to the left and recognize that the gun is pointed in my face.
Okay. So how far? So where is the gun?
Like right here,
Okay. Well, you're holding your hand up.
like right.
Would you say that's 3 inches?
Yeah.
Okay. How close was the gun to your face?
It was like literally like in the center of my face.
In the center of your face? Okay. So did you see what did the gun look like to you?
It was like a bedroom. I'm sorry.
Take your time.
It was like a Glock or something. I'm not sure. I'm not good with guns.
Okay.
But it was like it had like an extended clip on it or something. I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay. But you're sure that it was a gun?
Yeah.
Okay. So then when you see the gun pointed at your face, then what happens?
I didn't know it was Brandy until I actually like took my time, like looked back, and I'm like, wow, like what are you doing? Like, like why do you got a gun? What are you doing? And she like, bitch, you think I'm playing with you, bitch? And she hit me in the back of my head with the gun.
Okay. Now when you say that she hit you in the back of the head with the gun,
Mhm.
what part of the gun hit your head?
And she had the gun like this and hit me in the back of my head.
Okay. So all right. So
So I'll say like.
let's agree that the part that you hold is like the
So she
handle.
holds it like this, and when she hit it, it's still like this.
Okay.
So it's like the end, like the back towards the back of the gun, she just like smacked me in the back of my head.
The part that you hold?
Like the whole, like the gun part, the back of the gun,
Okay.
like when you like pocket.
Yeah.
The butt of the gun or the barrel of the gun or the butt
Like
of the
the
gun?
barrel, like the whole side, it was just like she smacked me in the back of the head.
Okay. Now where were you when now you say she hit you in the back of the head? Where? On the
Right here,
Okay, so in the center?
like the left side, on my left and right.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so she hit you in the back of the head with the gun, then what happened?
She she's asking like 3 times when I'm trying to get out the car. When I'm getting out the car, she shoots the gun in the air like 4 times, maybe. Like, blah, 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 blah. Her cousin run and jump in front of the gun and tell her like she not about to let her gun
Objection
fly
to
away.
whatever her cousin said.
Let's just go back. So, where are you? So your testimony is that she fired the gun.
Yes.
And your testimony is that you fired the gun that she fired the gun 4 times.
Mhm.
Okay. So where were you while she was firing the gun?
And in the middle of the door, like I wasn't outside the door. I was standing outside the car, but I'm still inside the door. It makes sense.
Okay. So the door's open and you
Yeah,
have
and I
closed.
was standing, yeah.
Okay.
C-Dumps, I'm going to be very honest with you. Unless you change your name to Heineken, you're never going to be annoying. Just that's a very true statement. He's the only person I think is annoying. I love the dude to death. But yeah. Yeah, hopefully he's still here and he heard that joke. Jay, what's going on, Jay?
Okay. And so when you heard the gun, so you're sure that you heard it 4 times?
Yeah.
Okay. So then based on that, what did you do?
I was stuck. I just really couldn't do nothing. I was already in the middle of the door. She was standing right there. She pointed the gun at me again. And I was just telling her, like, you know, the police is gonna come. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, it's not even like you. Like, you don't even do stuff like this. What are you doing? I'm just talking to her. And she just keeps saying, fuck you, bitch. You got me fucked up, bitch. And I hate you and all this and that. Then when the police finally come.
Okay, let me come back a little bit. So after she's standing there with the gun and she's saying those things to you,
Yeah.
does she do anything after that?
Yeah, she punched me in my mouth. My lip was busted. I got it on this picture.
Okay, no, it's okay. So she hit.
Punched me in my lip, and then she went when she ripped with her cut after the gun was taken away from Brandy. Before the gun, I'm sorry.
Who took the gun away from Brandy?
Alexis Wood,
Okay,
which is her cousin.
okay,
And then before she took the gun though, Brandy went and bust out the window of the house on top of at my friend's house.
so where were you when that, let's just kind of come back. So after she fires the gun,
We
then
were on side of the house.
what was the next thing that she did after she fired the gun?
She bust out she hit me and then bust out the window.
Let's just go sequence, like
Okay.
order of time. So first she
Hit me.
Okay, then after that,
She bust out the window,
which window?
the front window.
So she was she walking away from you to do that?
No, I was trying to like walk away from her,
So, okay, so where were you walking when she did
like
that?
in the front of the house. I was trying to I was scared. I didn't know.
Okay.
You know, I've never been in a like that before.
Okay, so you're trying to go back to the house and then your testimony is,
Hitting on the window, like, open this motherfucking door with the bottom of the gun,
okay, and at that point, what happened?
the window break.
Okay, so now we have the broken window, then after that, what happens?
Alexis takes the gun and I don't know what she did with it.
Okay. So then, after that, what's the next thing you remember?
The police came, she did try to tell the police that, I stole the car because it's in her name.
Who called the police?
I called the police.
You called them, when did you call them?
In the midst of all of that happening, but we already heard the sirens coming.
Okay,
The area is like where I guess they do a lot of shooting at, so
okay,
it's like a target or some type of thing, like they're recognizing the straight guns, the sirens coming.
okay. Okay, nothing further, thank you.
Carson, back.
Good morning.
Right.
You stated that you were over your friend's house, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And you were reluctant to give that friend's name, right?
What does it look like?
Oh, you were hesitant.
I wasn't hesitant, I just wanna know if I need to.
Yes. What's the friend's name? I want to know.
Is that a part of the case?
Yes, it is. I asked you a question. It's part of the case, yes.
Yes, ask the question.
Okay, his name is Wayne.
Wayne what? Wayne Jr.? Okay. Now, isn't it true that you witnessed Wayne Jr., that's his name, and other individuals rob Miss Williams of her belongings?
No. No one.
Remember, you're under oath.
Okay, I'm under oath. No one ever robbed Randy. Randy came over in a.
Okay, so you're saying you did not see after the window was broken, they didn't come outside and demand money?
No one did anything. Randy didn't have any money on her.
That's not my question. Hold on. Let me ask my question.
Okay.
My question wasn't whether or not she had money on her, that they took her belongings from her, i.e. her cell phone.
No, she dropped it and ran.
She dropped it and ran. Okay. And you were present when they picked it up, right?
I picked it up.
Oh, you picked it up?
I told her cousin that I
Okay,
had her.
okay. You picked it up?
I definitely did.
Okay. Now, isn't it true that you've been cash apping money from her phone to you?
No, I mean, Randy sent me money all the time.
No, that's not my question. That's not my question. My question. I'm saying,
All right, pay attention to what's being said right now. I mean, the first thing she said was she dropped everything she had and she ran away. Now the question is it true that you had her phone, you were cash apping from her phone to your phone? Just pay attention. Just pay attention.
Okay.
isn't it true that you have used her phone to cash app money from her phone to yourself after this incident?
No.
You haven't?
Well, I did. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I did one time.
Okay.
For stolen.
Okay,
Yes, I
thank
did.
you.
I do admit to that.
Thank you.
I did.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry.
And isn't it true that you had her car on that day for about a couple of weeks? You were supposed to go to the store, ran off and had her car for multiple days, if not weeks, prior to the incident. Yes or no?
No. No.
Isn't it true you did not have permission to have her car on that day?
No, sir.
No, you didn't have permission?
No, I haven't.
Yes, should ask that, sir.
Dang.
And it's true that you reside at her house, or you used to reside at her house, right?
That's our house, yeah.
The mortgage is in her name, right?
Yeah, but we're.
Yeah. The mortgage is in her name, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you let her answer the question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. None of the utilities are in your name, correct?
In my name?
Yes.
No, no.
This vehicle was in her name, correct?
Yeah, because I don't have license.
So you were driving the car with no license at
Yes,
it?
I was.
You stated that you go over to this friend's house, I guess his name is Wayne Jr., to drink. You were drinking that night?
We were all drinking.
Were you?
This is somewhere we hang out at. It's not like I was just there. It's just somewhere we all hang.
This is my question. Were you drinking that night? Yes or no?
I think we had just started drinking, if I'm not mistaken.
You.
Literally.
I'm talking about you, nobody else.
I'm telling you my answer. Sorry, sir. We had just got from the store. We had just started drinking, so it wasn't like nobody was intoxicated.
What were you drinking?
I think we had some. I can't think of the name of it, but it was a tequila.
Had you smoked earlier?
No. I had stopped smoking, but I have a drug test for my job.
Okay. Are the windows tinted on that vehicle?
The driver one, the two back ones, the back windshield, the passenger window, everything.
So the driver window was tinted. Okay. And what time of day was this? Was it nighttime? It was at nighttime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jason, that's actually a really good point. I never really thought about that. He does. He starts kind of fidgeting and yeah, he's been going through paperwork. That is a really good point. I'm not going to say it's true. He's still listening to all this witness while they're testifying, listening to all the questions. He's going to hear all the evidence. That's a very interesting point, though.
So from the outside, a person can't see into the driver's side window because of the tinted windows, and it was dark outside. You would agree to that, correct?
Referring to what though?
If you're outside the car, looking in the driver,
That's not how it went.
that's not what I'm asking you.
Oh, no, you can still see through the tent. It's not like it's 5% tent. You can still see in and out the car.
You can?
Anyone can.
Oh, you can't say what anyone can. Okay, you can. Okay. Thank you.
Phil, if everybody had no idea what I was saying, the world would be an amazing place. But unfortunately for you all that are watching this, you got to hear me say some stuff that doesn't make any sense. But we're all having fun, right? Yay. Good to see you, Phil. Hope you're well, buddy.
So when did you get permission to get this vehicle?
I have my own set of keys to.
That's not my question.
I'm giving you my answer, sir.
Objection, that is an answer to the question that she has her own set of keys to the answer.
The question was,
when did she get permission to drive this car on that day?
I have my own set of keys.
question is, when did he get permission?
I mean, I've always had permission. I'll never ask. I
Okay,
just go.
just answer that question. She said she's always. had permission.
So how long did you have the car in your possession?
Well, we got the car in August.
No.
I've always had the car. I can't give you a specific time. I always have the car. I always have it, but she worked from home, so.
Okay, when did you leave her house with the car prior to this incident?
It's probably been like 2 weeks, like a week and a half. Yeah.
So, okay, so let's get this straight. So my head, I'm coming. So what you're saying is, you took the car from her house.
You know, I was home. I drove the car to the city.
And you had it for 2 weeks.
It was my vehicle. A situation happened to where all four of my tires got stabbed up, and Brandy knew about that as well.
Okay, that's not my question.
So I'm talking, you asked me a question, I'm just giving you my answer, that's all.
It's
All four of my tires were stabbed, I didn't have any money at the time to get my car.
I didn't ask you that.
I didn't take any tires. You asked me, why did I have it that long?
No, I didn't ask you, I said, how long did you have it for?
Oh, okay,
Right.
yeah, a week, almost 2 weeks, yeah.
Do you know if Brandy had another car?
We don't, because we got repo.
Okay, so you took her only car that's in her name and had the car away from her for 2 weeks, correct?
It's our car.
Is this car your name?
I don't have license, so there's no way it can be in my name.
That's not my question. Is the car in your name, right?
It's not, because I don't have license.
The car's in her name, correct?
It is, but she has license.
And approximately what time of day was it? Now you said nighttime, but what time of night was it?
That the incident happened,
Yes.
or did I leave from home?
That the incident happened, I'm sorry.
It was like 11 something, it was dark, it was like almost midnight, it was late.
First and foremost, thank you so much, C-Doms, for the $10 super chat. Shane Gillis, that name sounds very familiar, but everything else you said, I don't know. I stopped watching SNL maybe 5 years ago. I don't really watch it anymore. I'll watch, quick, when they hit, I guess YouTube, and they have really good skits. I'll see the really good ones. The last YouTube skit, or the last SNL skit I saw was the one comedian who was portraying George Washington, talking about, I don't remember what he was talking about, feet and yards, and that was the last SNL skit I saw. So I appreciate the super chat, but I don't know. I don't know anything else that you said, but I appreciate it. Thank you so much, C-Dumps. Yes. Nate Bergazzi. Yes. Jedi. Thank you so much. That was the last SNL skit I saw. That one. he is a phenomenal comedian, and his name escaped me, but that was the last SNL skit I saw, and it was funny. But I don't watch it anymore. I stopped watching it a couple years ago. But yeah, C-Dumps on Discord tonight, since now your mic is working, jump on and you can tell me all about what you mean, because I'm lost.
Now, when you say that her cousin allegedly took this gun from her, this was when you were inside of the car door?
No, it's not alleged. She took it. I was right there.
So you were in?
I was standing next to her when she took it.
Okay. And how long after her arriving on the scene did this happen?
Like, she got out the lift and ran up to my car. It was a matter of seconds. It wasn't like,
okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, and then her cousin came out?
Her cousin was there with me.
Okay.
We were there partying. We were having fun. We were
Okay.
hanging out.
Okay, then her cousin took the gun from her, correct?
After she shot the gun, yeah.
Okay, then you got out the car, right?
No, I was already out the car, sir.
Okay, but you started to walk towards the house, correct?
We were standing outside the house when all this was happening.
Where was the car parked at?
The car was in the driveway, right on the side of the house.
Okay, and you were, because you said the door was open, so you were in between the door and the seat, correct, standing up?
Which part are you asking me about?
When she came up to the car?
When she came up to the car, I was sitting in the car. I was
Yeah.
in the driver's seat. I realized I didn't have my cell phone.
Okay.
So when I went to go to open the door, she was yanking the door open, or she was already opening the door for me, aiming the gun in my face.
Okay, and then you, at some time shortly after, you stood up in between the door
After
and the
she hit
seat?
me in my head
Okay.
and pointed the gun, and I realized who she was, yeah, I stood up and I was standing in the middle of the door. Say, this is the door that's open. When you open up the door, it swings out like this, right?
Yes.
So if she's standing right here, I'm standing in the middle of the door and the car. She's right here,
Okay.
right here. So there's no way I can just like get away.
I understand, I understand what you're saying. And then after that, you said she shot in
She
the
shot
air.
the gun.
And then after she shot the gun in the air,
Her cousin jumped in front of her, jumped on the gun and told her that she's not about to let her throw her life away.
and then her cousin took the gun from her, right?
After she busted the window, yeah.
So her cousin jumped on the gun and did what?
Brady never let the gun go. She never let the gun go. She never let it go. She still held on to it. Then she went to the front, hit the window, boom, 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 and it buzzed. I'm telling her, it's kids in there, Brady. It's kids in there. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Boom, 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 and the whole window crashed out. It broke.
And then how many people came outside after that happened?
After what happened? After the situation?
After the window,
It was-
broke.
It was, my friend.
Your friend?
His
who?
brother, my friend Wayne.
Your friend Wayne, okay.
His little brother, his little brother is only like 11 or 12, and his nephew's there. My cousin Marquis.
How is the nephew?
He only 4 years old. My cousin, which is Alexis Williams' boyfriend, they date each other. It was me, Alexis, and my cousin. We all was walking out at the same time. We didn't even know Brandy was there. Nobody knew where Brandy came from. We just knew that she got out of an Uber.
Okay, so after the window broke.
Alexis take the gun.
Okay.
And she do whatever she do with it.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that hangs out with Shay and myself, they're gonna do well, right? I mean, I like Michael Shay. He does a good job. And then we're talking about me, right? Oh, are you talking about the other Colin? Oh, you're probably talking about the other Colin. Yeah, he's funny. He's good looking, has a good jaw, good hairline. Or are you talking about me? Tough decision. Tough decision. What are you thinking?
I don't know what she did with it.
Okay, and then some individuals came outside.
They was trying, they was already outside. When Brandy first came, when she first came, they were trying to get her. They're like, what is going on? She pointed the gun at him. I was like, get the fuck back. She pointed the gun at my friend. Said, get the fuck back. And he like, wait a minute.
Okay. So when the individuals approached her after the window was broken, correct?
No, that was when she first ran up on me. So, okay, listen.
Who approached her?
Confusing me a little bit.
Yeah, you confused me.
So when she first came, my friend, we were already walking out the house. Me, Alexis, Marquis, Wayne was closing up his door. So when he seen Brandy running up with the gun, he tried to run down and see what was going on. She turned around with the gun. Mind you, it's no firearms or anything in his house. He's on probation. There's nothing like that over there. He's already on probation, so he's just trying to figure out what's going on. When he running towards the car to see what's going on, Brandy pointed the gun at him and told him get the fuck back. Then she comes to my door. When my door already open, the gun like this, he right here. He's trying to see what's going on.
Oh, okay, hold on, back up now. That's not what you said earlier. So now you're saying your door was open?
When Brandy first pointed the gun in my face, guess it was.
You said she yanked the door open.
She did yank the door open. I just said that.
If it was already open, how did she?
Jason, I think I'm paying attention to chat more than I'm paying attention to this case. You might be the only paying attention to the court case. Oh, I can't even talk anymore. Can't even talk. I think it's about bedtime. All right. We still have like 15 minutes left of this clip. Yeah. Judge King is like, for fuck's sake, can this end? I already know what I'm ruling. This is already done. Can we just wrap this up? This is just getting too much now. But you guys are being hilarious with the Colin jokes. Yes, I know who he was. I know who he is. He's the best looking Colin on the planet next to Farrell or Pharrell, whatever. But I like to think I'm at least like 27th in line for the best looking Collins on the planet. 27 is a good number. It's a good number.
I said when the door was open, he was trying to come up and see what was going on. She turned and pointed the gun. Yes, I did. You asking me questions and I'm telling you, sir.
So you didn't say during direct that you were in the car with the door closed, then she opened the door and put a gun in your face. You didn't say that?
Yes, I did say that.
Okay, but you just got done saying, hold on. So you just got done saying right now that you were walking to the car, she was running up,
No,
pointed
I
at.
didn't. I said I was sitting in the car.
Okay.
Randy was running up. You asked me who came out the house. I said
Let me talk. So I can be clear in my head. I wasn't there. I'm trying to be clear. Correct me if I'm wrong. You just stated that she ran up out of an Uber, pointed a gun at somebody else. The door was already open, and then she pointed the gun at you. You just said that.
That's not what I said. I said that she pointed the gun at me. My door was open, meaning that she had already pointed the gun in my face. If I just said that she opened the door, that would be the only way she could be pointing a gun in my face if my door is already open. You asked me who came out the house. I said the man who stayed there at his house.
Are you still living at Brandy's residence?
That's my house. That's where I reside there as well. Yes, I do.
One of these days, I'm gonna put a random clip in the middle of one of these videos and see if anybody notices. Yeah, because the chat runs. I'm not gonna hide it. The chat runs my channel, so if I just put a random, just SpongeBob clip in the middle of 2 court hearings to see how many people would notice, that'd be hilarious. Because yeah, we're just all in the chat, right? So I'm just responding to the chat. You guys are having fun in the chat. That'd be funny. That'd be funny just to see if you guys noticed, who lives in a pineapple under the sea. Yeah. You do, Dark Phase. You do.
Did you pick up any of her credit cards?
She never had any credit cards.
Okay.
Never had any credit cards. She don't even carry cards.
Okay.
She had everything.
Okay, thank you. No further questions.
No, Your Honor. Thank you, ma'am. You may step down.
Thank you. Oh,
You're done.
never. I was talking to the judge, but okay.
Ms. McCoy. Robert McCoy. Any other witnesses for the people?
No, Your Honor.
Any witnesses for the defendant? People.
Your Honor, the question of fact has been established. The people request bind over on counts 1, 2, and 3, and reserve time for argument.
Mr. Brown.
I know prosecutors indicated that's a question of fact. I would say her testimony is a little bit incredible. And she has a motive, in my opinion, to see Ms. Williams locked up.
Tell me why it's not a question of fact to be determined by a trial.
Your Honor, I just wanted to put on the record that she has some inconsistencies on what she stated. Originally, when she stated that she was in the car with the door closed, my client came up there, opened the door, put the gun in her face, then yanked open the door. Then later, she told the story again, stated that she was walking to the car, got in the car, the door was open, pointed the gun at somebody else, and then pointed the gun at her. Like, that's inconsistent. If the door was open, which she indicated the second time, how did my client yank the door open? And then she tried to reform it a little bit, but it just didn't make much sense. And she doesn't want to tell the truth as far as the incident, where I believe my client was robbed of her property on this particular day. She indicated that, in fact, she did cash.
Let's say for the sake of argument, your client was robbed. Does that give you justification?
No, but it might give a person justification to lie to say that somebody pointed a gun at her, so her and her friends won't be implicated in an armed robbery, which is a little bit more severe, capital case, may I add, a little bit more severe than a felonious assault. So that would give an individual a bias and a reason to fabricate.
The problem with that is I have no evidence that anything like that took place. Secondly, why wouldn't that be a question of fact to be determined by a trial?
I understand, and Your Honor, you're at this point.
Hey, Mary, how are you? Hope you're having a great night. Hope you hang out with us in Discord after this. Speaking of which, thank you for the segue. We are going to be hanging out in Discord after this live. It's probably about, it's less than 10 minutes. I don't know. I'm going to say in between 8 and 10 minutes left of this video. It's almost over. And then we're going to go hang out in Discord. Hope to see you there. Get Mary.
You're the fact finder as far as determining whether or not there's probable cause, and that can be determined based upon a witness's credibility and a motive to fabricate a story.
Let me save us all some time here. I didn't find anything inherently incredible about the witness's testimony. In fact, I thought she testified quite consistently. There may be some other things, or she may not be the ideal witness in that, she has some culpability here in things that she may have done to the defendant as far as taking her money, taking her car, that type of thing. But as it relates to the charges contained in this complaint, that's all I'm here to determine. This is whether or not people have met each and every element contained in the complaint form. These charges that have been lodged against the defendant. And I find as such, both sides of the defendant have met their burden of probable cause as it relates to the charges contained in the complaint form. The court finds those charges were committed in the city of Detroit. The court finds probable cause to believe this complaint committed. The defendant will be bound over to Wayne County Third Circuit Court Criminal Division for proceedings. Her arraignment on the information date and time will be January 19th, 2024 at 9:00 a.m. All
right, thank you.
Thank you. No contact with the complaining witness by way of you or any third party. Understand? Okay.
Your Honor, it has also been brought to our attention. It has also been brought to our attention just this morning from a complaining witness that there was an attempted contact. I apologize. There was an attempted contact between the complaining witness and the defendant. Also, on a text message that okay.
So I'm going to ask you before I delve any deeper into this. Did you contact the complainant by way of text message?
This is my life. I can't hear anything.
Simple question. I don't want to hear all that. Did you contact her by way of text message? You did not. So she's not going to be able to show me a text message when you contact her. Okay. We'll see. And let me tell you before we go any further, I don't like being lied to. That's the worst possible thing you can do at this point in time. All right, now let me remind you, you're still under oath, okay?
Yes.
Were you contacted by the defendant?
Yeah, she texted me from a random number. She the only person called me Tika. That's a special name. She called me, and she texted.
Nobody she's trying to get the court's attention for after this hearing. She has no part in this hearing that's been going on. I don't remember if she's up next or if she's asking for an adjournment. I don't remember. This case happened, it's Sunday, so it didn't happen today, right? So I don't really remember what she's there for, but it has nothing to do with this case.
Text me and said, I love you, Tika. I said, who's this? She said, I miss you, Tika. I said, who is this? She never texted me. I told her.
But you know who it was, why did you say, who was this?
Because I wanted to see if she was gonna say her name. She knows she's not supposed to have no contact with me. I had already talked to the prosecutor. She was already threatening me third party through someone else prior to that.
You called her Tika?
No, I never contacted her.
That was my
No,
question. Let me try it again. You don't call her
No, I
Tika?
never contacted her.
I have to.
You're not listening to the question.
Yeah. That's her name is Tyrese, or it's Reese Cup, Teacup, but
Do you call her Teacup is my question.
yes, I call her that from time to time, but I didn't contact her. I promise you I didn't. I promise you. I'm not trying to go my life with her. I never.
She be texting from a text now. She got baby apps on her.
Let me see.
All right. So I put you through all that pain and suffering for the last 20 minutes for this 5 minutes of drama, borderline hilarity. Yeah. So I guess it's not too much to say. It's about to go down.
And I also called the prosecutor, let her know this was beforehand. That was way before that.
I called that.
Okay. Oh yeah, she did something. It's not this one. This one will need to be. But this is for sure a text on app. First, probably deleted it by now.
And Your Honor, I'm sorry, we just have no, this is allegations from her, where she thinks we have no evidence whatsoever there that she's my client's the only individual who calls her teacup. Your Honor, we have no indication whatsoever that this is my client's phone number. She's just speculating that this is her phone number and that she blocked it and so on and so forth. And earlier she indicated that at the probable cause conference that a third person, I guess they all know some of the same people, reached out to her, wasn't from my client at all. My client didn't tell anybody to, contact her, or I think they just know the same people. So I'm not sure who this individual is, Your Honor. My client knows.
How many other people call you Teacup?
She's the only one. I promise. I'm not lying. Right hand of Jesus. She's the only person calling me Teacup. I promise you. On my father. And he's deceased.
Yeah, that means, for whatever that means, people lie all the time. Your Honor, I just know my client.
Did you guys see Attorney McCoy? She started shaking her head. She has no part in this whatsoever. And the second that lady said, she's the only one that calls me teacup. I swear, she's the only one. McCoy was shaking her head. She's like, come on. In McCoy's head, she's probably thinking, attorney, get your client in order. Stop letting her just speak out of randomness.
Me and her has talked about, she's expressed to me without me having to say that I can't contact her. She wanted me to reach out to the prosecutor and to see if she could go back to her house because she didn't want to drive by there, didn't want to contact anybody. So she understands that she's not to reach out to the complaining witness through a third party, through a text message, through a smoke signal, through a Morse code, or any form of communication. She understands that to the T, Your Honor. And I genuinely believe that she didn't contact me, Your Honor. Whatever that's worth.
Let me tell you what I genuinely believe. I genuinely believe that she did have contact, given that she calls her teacup.
Yeah, Ed. Right when I hit play, I realized I said that. Yeah, it's a witness. It's not a client. but they're letting the witness talk freely after she's left the stand. That's not okay. They can't do that. So yeah, you're right. You're right. It was not a client. It was a witness, and she's still talking. And on top of that, I think Attorney McCoy, down below everybody, is reading our chat and just laughing. Because again, she has nothing to do with this, and she's smiling and giggling. So I think she's reading our chat, even though this case happened like 2 weeks ago.
It tells her, I love you and I miss you on the day of her preliminary examination. I fully believe that. I believe that she did. And you are playing games with your life.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't do that. I have a future. I'm not trying to risk it. I wouldn't do that.
I think you did. I think you did. You can step down.
And Your Honor, it's just, we just have no way of proving that. And Your Honor, we're just asking you to give my client the benefit of the doubt. If anything, like, I mean, this could be, from what I know about this case and everything didn't get involved, I mean, I would say that she's less than truthful. She's somewhat deceitful. I'm not saying that she sent her own self that text, but it wouldn't be past I guess, my imagination to contemplate that I'm not saying she did, that the complaining witness sent it herself. All I'm saying is, Your Honor, we have no evidence whatsoever other than speculation that Ms. Williams was the individual who sent the complaining witness this text message, I guess, today.
Now, the only thing that I do.
All right. Judge King's about to give his ruling. There is probably 2 or 3 minutes left of this video. I am going to let it play out. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for, let's see what we got. Beverly with the 2-month membership. Debbie with the 5 gift subs. And C-Doms for the $10 super chat. Thank you. All 3 of you, thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. If you want to hang out with us in Discord, we're about to jump over to Discord and, have a little chat in the lounge. It's what we do after videos. But thank you so much for being here. Yeah, that's all I got. We're going to end the video, let Judge King give his ruling, and then we're going to peace out. I will see you guys tomorrow. Oh, there is a soft sit due in front of Judge King tomorrow. Just saying. I will be covering it. Don't know if it's going to be live. Don't know if I'm going to record it. I don't know. One of the two. But soft sit due tomorrow. Keep an eye out. All right. Until next time. Bye.
Notice in this so-called text message is that I see I love you, Teacup, and I miss you, Teacup. The complaining witness said that she responded, who is this? I didn't see that in it. Okay.
My life, I'm honest with that. The judge told me if I have contact or anything with her, that I will go back to jail. I'm in school and I have a job. And I have a house.
Just make sure that you don't. And understand that if you do, she's gonna tell.
Yeah,
and
I'm not. This is not.
That'll be lights out.
Yeah, she told last time when it was.
I'll continue. Have
Okay,
a nice day.
Thanks.
Mr. McCoy, what can I do for you?